Hi, this is Bob Berkevich, Agrigold agronomist. Today we're out in a cornfield in south central Wisconsin where we've got a couple different rotations. Last year part of the field was planted to wheat and part of the field was planted to corn. This year it's all been planted to corn, so we want to take some stand counts and compare the emergence and populations in the corn on wheat versus the corn on corn. A lot of times when we take early season stand counts, we'll lay a tape measure down between the rows, measure off 1/1000th of an acre, and use that method to estimate our population. For this, we wanted to increase our sample size a little bit, so we used what was called the distance wheel method, where we just put the wheel down next to the corn row, zero it out, walk along the row and count 150 plants, and then measure that distance in feet, write that down, and then we're able to do a little bit of math using a factor to come up with our populations that way. So here's the factor that we use for 30-inch rows, 2,613,600. We've got our corn on corn distances of 150 plants here, and then the corresponding populations here where we took, for example, this factor divided by 82.3 to come up with this population here. The average of the three measurements we took for the corn on corn was 31,600. Using the same method in the corn on wheat, it was quite a bit higher, averaged just over 34,000, so about 2,500 more plants per acre in the corn on wheat. And when we just take a look at the stands here, this is the corn on wheat. We don't see hardly any residue interfering with the emergence of these corn plants. Overall, looks like a very nice stand coming through this relatively clean row. Now we're going to walk over here a few rows, look at the corn on corn, and obviously we can see, a bunch of corn stalks, corn trash out here. If we look a little closer at the row, we're going to see a few more gaps. We're going to see some more variability. Here's an example here of quite a bit of corn trash right over the row, kind of getting actually pinned down into the row from those seed discs, kind of interfering with the emergence of that plant. As we go down the row, we keep on seeing this corn trash right on top of the row, which probably kept the soil a little bit cooler, and then also just physically impeded those plants from pushing through the soil surface and emerging. We also dug up some seedlings here to just get an overall look at some of them side by side. And here we've got 5 of the seedlings from the corn on corn next to 5 seedlings from the corn on wheat. And even though all these seedlings are in the V1 growth stage, you see that the corn on wheat looks a little bit taller and maybe a little bit more uniform than these corn on corn seedlings here on the left. So one thing that maybe could have been done in this field, or at least in the corn on corn portion of the field, is setting the row cleaners a little bit more aggressively may have helped move a little bit more of that residue to the side and provided a warmer, better environment for the seedlings to emerge from there. It'll be interesting to see how the yields pan out this fall, and if the reduced stands in the corn on corn does lead to a reduced yield compared to the corn on wheat.